Hi everybody, my name is Henok. I am originally from Eritrea. I came here today from Washington DC area. I'm an Eritrean. I'm going to speak, about the tragedy from our point of view, how we see it. So as I stand before you today, I am deeply honored and moved to be part of this gathering, commemorating the victims of the tragedy that unfolded on October 3rd. I would first like to extend my heartfelt thanks to the organizers of this event, to the people of Lampedusa for their unparalleled hospitality, and to everyone who makes this annual memorial possible. Special recognition goes to Vito, right here, the man whose courage and compassion saved 47 lives on that fateful night. Too many survivors, he is more than just a hero. They see him as a father figure and a beacon of hope in the darkest moment. So many people are people, they love you. They really, you mean a lot to everybody, to a lot of people. 11 years ago, on this day, the world was shaken by the news of unimaginable tragedy. I vividly recall the moment I learned of it. Like many, I didn't want to believe that 369 innocent souls, many of them my fellow Eritreans, had perished in the Mediterranean Sea. News outlets worldwide covered the catastrophe and condemned the policies that had indirectly contributed to the loss of those lives. The world grieved with us. Eritreans scattered across the globe in disbelief, mourning the loss of our brothers, our sisters, and our children. The people of Italy, and particularly those in Lampedusa, shared in our grief. They did not merely sympathize, they took it upon themselves to honor the dead with dignity, treating them as their own. Their kindness will forever be etched in our hearts, a gesture of humanity we will always remember. But while the world is mourning, the Eritrean government, the Eritrean government chose a different path. They disowned the victims. When the world is talking, the Eritrean government, the only government in the world, they disowned their own people, referring to them coldly as mere African immigrants. They didn't call them Eritreans. They didn't call them our sons, our daughters. They called them African immigrants. No national mourning was declared. No acknowledgement of their loss was given. To this day, those victims have not been allowed to return to Eritrean soil for a proper burial. So many of them, they are scattered around this area. This is very, very painful. Very painful for a lot of Eritreans, and very, very painful especially for their families. I know this pain intimately. My wife's older brother is among those lost at the sea, yet his family has never been granted the solace of certainty. No one tells you in certainty that a person died in the sea. They live in the limbo of hope, waiting for a loved ones who will never return. This is the cruel reality faced by many Eritrean families, waiting for someone who will never come home. A lot of families, they didn't have a closure because there is no certainty when people die in the sea. A lot of moms, they are waiting for their sons, for their daughters to call them, to knock the door once, but we know that it's not going to happen. This is the reality in my country. This is the reality in many African countries. But why do we leave? Why? That's the question. Why have so many of us been forced to flee the land we once called home? For the last 25 years, the Eritrean exodus has been relentless. Every month, till today, thousands of Eritreans escape the oppressive regime that has turned our nation into a prison. Eritrea is merely a prison. It's not a nation, it's not a country. Everyone in the country is basically in open prison. We live behind everything, often embark on a perilous journey because staying behind is not an option. There are many reasons for the mass departure. The indefinite national service, which has meant to last 18 months, has become a form of forced labor, a life sentence of servitude for every Eritrean youth. Once you get conscripted, it was supposed to last 18 months, but I know that I have friends who has been there for the last 30 years, 25 years. Once you get in, you cannot get out. So the only way you can get out of this forced labor, this forced slavery, is to leave the country. My fellow citizens, they just didn't choose to come to Europe, but they don't have an option. They just have to leave the country. Arbitrary arrests and disappearance have become part of daily life. People have been snatched from the streets. People can take you from home, and then you will never be seen again. This is also a story of like every Eritrean families. Thousands of Eritreans has been taken from their home and never been seen again. Beyond the borders of Eritrea, the pain continues. I know this too well. Helen, along her 3 kids, and Frehiwot, who clung to hope with her only son, were among those who perished at sea. Many of the victims, many of the survivors are here today. And when you hear their story, it is heart-wrenching. It is gut-punching. It's very painful. I know that everyone here, especially the people of Lampedusa, feel the same. Many of the victims were children of those who fought for Eritrea's freedom, only to find that the land they helped liberate could not offer them safe home. They began their dangerous journey the moment they crossed the border into Sudan or Ethiopia. Knowing the perils they lay ahead, many were abducted in the Sinai, their bodies trafficked, their organs sold. Many more drowned in the Mediterranean and perished in the jungles of South America, trying to reach safely in the United States. Even though we are remembering the 369 souls, thousands of Eritreans perished in the Mediterranean Sea. Like hundreds of people, even we didn't know that in our life when they disappeared. So this is beyond these 369 people. It's not only in Mediterranean Sea, they are like everywhere. I too have faced those dangers. I survived the treacherous routes of South America in a desperate attempt to reach the United States. I have to cross 14 countries to reach the United States in 2007. I have seen the countless faces of those who did not make it, the bodies lost in the Mediterranean, the lives snuffed out in the desert are in hundreds, if not thousands, and many will never be known. But their families like mine, are left in unending sorrow. Even for those of us who have made it safely, the torment doesn't stop. The Eritrean regime follow us, haunting us with their transnational repression. In Europe, in the United States, we are still not free. The Eritrean regime, they come after everybody. They have these different mechanisms to torture people even when they are in this free world. The regime continues its propaganda and exhort us for money that is used to fund the very oppression we fled from and still wages war on our people. However, we are not alone. Many European countries have begun to recognize this transnational repression and are taking steps to protect Eritrean asylum seekers from the regime's influence. Norway has introduced an initiative to safeguard Eritrean citizens and residents from the regime's reach. We hope more nations will follow suit, and that Italy too will take stronger measures to prevent the regime from exploiting its ties with the country to further its oppressive agenda. In closing, I urge the Italian government to take a stand against the Eritrean regime's transnational repression. Eritrean asylum seekers to Europe deserve protection, and we must stop allowing the regime's operative to enter under the disguise of cultural, religious, and civic groups. This is not just about a visa or politics. It is about standing up for justice for humanity. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak on behalf of all Eritrean families whose loved ones perished in the Mediterranean Sea. Their stories must never be forgotten. Their pain is our collective responsibility. Let us remember them. Let us continue to fight for the world where no one has to embark on such a dangerous journey for a chance at a better life. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Segnale indelebile nella storia di quest'isola.
It remained part of the history of the island.
Però questo è la speranza, quantomeno, che ci possa essere un futuro diverso.
But we have the hope that it's possible to have a different future.
Okay, good. Mr. Mayor, so what does he want to say to the people of Eritrea?
Allora, in questi giorni abbiamo tantissima gente, tante persone. Che messaggio vuoi dare alla gente?
Il messaggio è quello di non rimanere indifferenti.
A very simple message. You have to be aware of what is happening. Don't be indifferent.
Okay. Dobbiamo essere più umani.
We have to be human, more human.
E rispettare sempre gli altri indipendentemente da dove arrivano, dal colore della pelle.
We have to respect peoples with no difference from the region and the color of the skin.
Okay. All right. So there are hundreds of people, dead, in different places, and they still are here. They didn't go back to Eritrea to get buried. So what did he want to send a message to the Eritrean government so that they can take the remaining of those people?
Are you speaking about migrants?
No, the dead people, the October 3 people, they are still here, right?
No. The people of October 3 are not here in Lampedusa. They were distributed in Sicily and Italy. That was a big problem because the people were distributed without a name in all there are all of Italy without name. That's the real problem. They are not distributed. They are not here. They have not enough place.
Not enough place in Lampedusa.
Purtroppo in questi anni sono morte tantissime persone a Lampedusa. E tante sono sepolte nel nostro cimitero, che però non ha più spazi.
There are some people, in the last years, a lot of people died. And we have some people in our cemetery, but we have no more place. It's terrible. The cemetery is full.
The cemetery is full.
Siamo costretti appunto a mandarli
in altri
cimiteri.
Now we have to send to other municipality, another place. And he personally have to call other mayor to ask to host the died people.
Okay. So what do you want to say to the Eritrean government so that they can take the responsibility?
Che messaggio vuoi dare al nostro governo sulla responsabilità, su quello che succede? Cosa chiedi al governo?
Di lavorare sui corridoi umanitari, cercare di far viaggiare le persone in sicurezza.
To work on the humanitarian way because it is important that people have to migrate in a legal way.
Okay, so there are so many illegal people coming through Libya. So how many people are coming now? Is there coming a lot of people?
Sappiamo quanta gente viene, quanti ne arrivano, hai dei numeri?
Sì, ho i numeri dell'anno scorso. L'anno scorso su quest'isola sono arrivati 100.938 persone. 100.938.
Last year arrived 100,000 people and
100,000 people.
100.938.
E 938. 100 people.
100,000
and 929.
929 people. Well, it's a lot of people. I know it's a lot of burden for the community.
It is a little island, piccola, of 6,000 persons.
6,000 persons. Yeah. So thank you, Mr. Mayor. Again, please tell him that our people are very much appreciative of the Lampedusa people and the mayor and everybody.
trovarsi di nuovo. La diaspora eritrea è grata di quello che succede sull'isola e continuiamo riservati. And I can say we will wait for you all the years.
Yes,
Please.
yes. Thank you very
Siamo
much.
felici dell'ospite
Okay.
anche in altri grandi.
Grazie.